We're here with Ricardo Santos, head men's and women's cross country coach at Iona College in New Rochelle, and we're going to talk a little about the women's program now. So big year for the women last year, fourth place at regionals. Can you talk a little about that race and what it really meant for the program?
Certainly. I mean, that race was a tremendous boost for the program, I feel. It put a target on our backs, really, because now there's a lot of schools in our region that are gunning for us and are watching us now. But in terms of the program, I think it really lifted the girls up, and it really gave them a sense of, hey, we can do this. You know, they look at what the men have done, and they're like, we can do this now. You know, they went to nationals in 2006 as a team. You know, we lost some girls from that team, and now we're rebuilding the program. But it's something where the girls are hungry. They have this hunger to get to nationals, just like the men have, and it's going to happen. But it takes time. But it really meant a lot to the girls, and I think it really showed to them what can happen on any day when you go out there and just compete at your best, at your top level.
And just kind of hit on a little bit what I was going to ask you. So this is your third year as the head coach of the women's program as well. And can you just talk about, obviously, the fourth place finish being, probably the highlight of your time here with the women's team, but where the program was and kind of obviously where it's gone and, where you see it going in the future?
I mean, where the program, again, it's a very young program for the women's side. They didn't have a team until 1990 and really didn't have funding for the program until 2000, 2001. So it's the program in itself, in terms of funding, is only about 10 years old, and that's a very young team, especially in the region that we have with all the Ivy League schools and the Big East and ACC schools that we compete against. It's it's good to see that we're up there now and competing against them in such a short time. And I think for the future, it's just continuously getting better. Getting to a consistent level that we're competing consistently with those top schools all the time, and really trying to get to nationals on a consistent basis like the men have. I always tell kids that, hey, I want to come back one day with a trophy on the men's side and a trophy on the women's side for cross country. Is it going to happen overnight? No, it's not. It's going to take some time, but I definitely know that's something that's doable and attainable.
A lot of incoming freshmen this year, and kind of in addition to a squad that has experience, and in talking with you, I know that there's a good mixture, or you feel there's a good mixture of upperclassmen leadership as well as young talent and people that have a lot of ability. Can you talk a little bit about what that means to the program as a whole as well?
Certainly. I mean, it is a weird situation because we do have so many seniors on this team, and we have a lot of younger freshmen and sophomore girls that contribute to the team. So it's it's one of those things where I think it's a good mix. I think the seniors have really taken upon themselves to really show the younger girls kind of the way, and really take them, I don't want to say by the hand, but take them along and really show them what it means to be on this team and what we're striving for. So I think it's definitely a good position.
Can you talk a little about the newcomers to the program, freshmen as well as transfers?
Sure. We have on the freshman side, we have Katie Niblock from Sweet Home up in the Buffalo area, and she ran 4:30 for the 1500 and 10:04 for the 3K outdoors last year as a senior. Kirsten Stewart from Newmarket, Ontario, Canada, who's ran 4:32 for the 1500 and was sixth place last year at the Ontario Cross Country Championships. And then we have Tara Jameson from Ireland, and she was part of the Irish junior team that competed at the European Cross Country Championships in 2008 at Brussels. She had a little bit of injury last year. She didn't make the team last year, but she's run 10 flat for the 3K and 10:44 for the 3K steeple. So she's definitely someone with a lot of talent and potential there. Courtney Vayer from New Hampshire, she was top 40 last year at the New England Championship, so she's someone who's actually doing, I think, really well this year and training really well, and I'm really excited to see what she can do as well.
And Tegan Schock from...
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about Tegan, the transfer. She's from Kelowna, British Columbia. She was at the University of Idaho the last couple of years, and she's transferring here. We're going to be redshirting her during the cross-country season so that we can balance out her eligibility for the last 2 years that she's here, or for the 3 years that she's here. So she will be competing in cross country in the 2 years after this. And but she's definitely been training really well, and you know, it's going to be really exciting, the future of the program with Tegan and Marion and Heidi Gregson, along with the other girls, the other freshman girls next year when they're a year older and a year stronger. But for this year, you know, we still have Heidi Gregson and Marion Jolie Testalt and the freshman girls, and we also have you know, Kristen Paluzzo's training really well. Siobhan Dwyer and Natalie Finnerty are in really good shape. They're probably the strongest that I've ever seen them right now, and you know, I'm expecting them to do really well this season, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Thanks for your time, Ricardo. We'll see you Saturday at the Meet of Champs.
No problem.